caught up with NFL insider Lake Lewis Jr., who is breaking down the good and the bad as the team now turns their attention to the Carolina Panthers.
Lake, let's break it down. What'd you think from this one?
Man, it was a tough one. You know, it was a game that I thought that they played well enough to possibly win, Scott. You know, obviously the Ravens are a Super Bowl contender. They're great here in Baltimore, but I think overall Washington probably played a B-C game, and yet they still, you know, lost by 7 points. They had an opportunity, and as Dan Quinn told both of us, you know, these are the type of games that you learn from and hopefully get better from it.
I think we all felt this Commanders team, I think they're a good team. Was this more reassurance what you saw today of going toe-to-toe with arguably a Super Bowl contender?
Absolutely. I mean, in years past, this team probably would have lost this game 30-0. They battled today, and you could tell after the game with the way the Ravens players were walking over to the Commanders players, they won their respect out there. But you also see that there's levels to this, and Washington in a first-year recalibration, they're not the Baltimore Ravens. They're a team that's ascending and trying to get better. But again, this is a game that you clearly can see that you're outmatched in a lot of ways, but it's not as far off as some people may think.
How do you think Washington needs a type of game like this, a tough loss, hard-fought game, to get where ultimately they want to get to?
Oh, you need these type of games. I mean, you're never going to know how good you are until you play the best. They were right there with these guys and had a chance with 2.5 minutes left, if they could have gotten the ball back, had a chance to try to tie this football game. So, again, if you're Washington, it's a loss. No one wants to lose. But if you're going to lose to an elite team and lose to them on the road in their establishment and have a chance with 2 minutes left, I'm sure Washington would have signed up for that outcome to see if they could win the game.
I thought Commanders rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels was very solid and made some big throws. Interestingly, though, his legs were taken away, and I don't know if that was by design by Baltimore or he kind of just didn't feel the need to.
Yeah, Baltimore definitely, you know, made it a game plan to keep him centered in the pocket, and he even told us that after, you know, a few minutes ago in the locker room that, yeah, they did, and he said kudos to Baltimore for doing that. But you can still see that he's a special player. But when you're a Super Bowl caliber team with that kind of defense and you have Roquan Smith, a Pro Bowl guy, shadowing you in the middle of the field, and they would not let him get to the edges, Scott. So, again, respect for the Baltimore Ravens for realizing how special Jaden Daniels is.
So they hung tough against one of the best teams in the league. Now you want to see the character of this team going back home and face a Carolina team that's certainly not one of the best teams in the league, a game they should respond and bounce back in.
Yeah, they absolutely should, and I'm already saying they will. They'll win that game. And I say that because this is a different group. This is a different makeup. And a lot of guys came off the field, you know, tonight with their helmets still on. They weren't happy about this. They didn't feel like, oh, moral victory, we hung with the Ravens.
They thought they could win this game, Lake.
They thought they could win the football game, and they're pretty PO'd that they didn't, and as they should. So that tells you things are going in the right direction. And now if you're going to play a team that is definitely not the Ravens, you're supposed to step on a team like that if you're playing them at home.
All right, great stuff as always, Lake Lewis. Appreciate your time.
Always.
So it's on to Carolina.